How are you guys? This is Santana Castro. This is my book, Bento box, written for the book The Glass Castle by Jeannette. So without further ado, let's get right into it. As you guys see here, these are 5 pictures that represent my book. But before I explain to y'all guys what these 5 pictures represent, let me tell y'all guys a brief summary about my book, The Glass Castle. The Glass Castle by Jeannette is a true story about her life growing up very poor in an unstable family. Her parents were loving, but in their own way. They didn't take good care of her or her siblings. They moved around a lot, often didn't have enough food, and lived in run-down homes. Her dad had big dreams like building a glass castle for the family, but he struggled with alcohol. Even with all the hard times, Jeannette stayed strong and worked hard enough to build a better life for herself and her siblings. This book shows how she overcame a tough childhood and never gave up no matter what came her way. So now that I gave y'all guys a brief summary of my book, let me tell y'all guys the 5 things that represent my book. So as y'all guys see a rock, and this rock represents the strength and resilience that Jeannette had. This also represents the determination and inner strength that allowed her to survive and eventually thrive despite all the hardships that Jeannette faced. If you look below the rock, you will see a child's picture, and this child's picture represents her early years of growing up and represents how creative she was during the negative times of her life. And it also represents what she was doing during those negative times of her life. If you look up on the right side of the rock, you will see a burnt piece of wood. And this burnt piece of wood represents a turning point of Jeannette's life. This could also represent the growth and hardships that Jeannette faced, but this mainly represents her turning point and how everything started going downhill in the middle of the book. If you look below that, you will see a broken glass. And this broken glass is a glass castle itself. And this glass castle represents the dream and like the grand home Jeannette's father wanted to create for her, but never did. This glass could represent the unfulfilled promises that the father gave to Jeannette and his kids and wife. If you look all the way on the right side, you will see a broken heart with a puzzle piece. And this puzzle piece represents the disconnection that Jeannette felt between her family, but it still represents how bound they were together as a family. This photo represents how dysfunctional her family was also, and how alone Jeannette felt throughout her time and throughout the journey of her book. Now that I gave y'all guys a summary of my book, told y'all guys the 5 things that represent my book, I'm going to give y'all guys my thoughts of this book. The Glass Castle is a very good book, and I recommend this book to anybody who loves just raw details within a book. You know, this book made me realize that everybody, no matter who it is, no matter how they carry themselves, are going through something. Even if it's big, small, little, medium, everybody is still going through something, and it made me more self-aware for the people around me, if that makes sense. This book is an interesting book because I also feel a connection with this book. I understand the alcohol part, her father struggling with alcohol, her dysfunctional family, and I understand her determination and motivation to be better. She didn't allow her bad times to, represent what she wanted to do. She wrote a whole book about what happened about her life, and it took off. And this book also showed me that it's okay to go through bad, just because you're going through a bad phase in your life doesn't mean you can't amount to something good. Use the bad in your life for something good. So this book is very good, and I recommend this book to anybody who loves just raw words and just love just true stuff in the book. So thank you guys for everything. Thank you guys for watching this video and listening, and this is Santana Castro, and thank you.